Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. So I'm gonna tell you today about some practical Tableau tips, hopefully simple yet effective. So let's go on. Not yet. Yeah, just a few words about me. I'm head of BI at 01 Tech company. It's a software development company in iGaming industry. So previously, I also worked at some other companies which you can see here, and also thanks Lisa for inviting me for the second time here. I was a speaker at the first meetup, our TUG in Serbia. So let's go on. And today, the agenda for today is the style guide general overview. I will just tell you a few words about our style guide in my company. Then I will show you my template general overview, and after that we'll talk about just a few more tricks which we use in our dashboard. So the style guide. First of all, what is the style guide? Style guide is our main regulatory document that defines the appearance and standardization of all BI reporting. It containing a collection of strict rules, flexible recommendations, and some general thoughts on how our good dashboard should look like. So, how it looks like for us in our company. Our document is quite extensive. I should say I don't claim it's the only way to implement one, and it's the best of its kind. Initially, it should serve as an educational resource containing several sections. I will just try to zoom in a little. I will not share with you every single slide from this document, but generally it consists of some sections like colors and palettes, logos and icons, typography and formatting rules, layout and dashboard architecture, some visualizations which we use or we don't use. Let's say, for example, pie charts, of course, for 100 dimensions we don't use. Filters and parameters, tooltips and actions, and so on. Yeah, the last one is a layout, but we will talk about it later on. So why we use style guide? First of all, consistency. It helps users to focus on the information presented at the and yeah, there is something is wrong in my slide. All right, so consistency. Of course, it helps our users to focus on the information at the dashboard because they know the structure, they know the layout. It's always the same. Trust, standardization increases confidence in reports and in our department as a service team. Also, of course, time saving for all our developers because they do their basic work much faster. So here's my dashboard template. All the information which you saw, most of the information which you could see on the previous slide in our style guide, it's already consolidated in a single file in this template in the Tableau workbook. So a few words about this template. We have only two versions of template. The single dashboard template and template for workbooks with several dashboards in them using tabs. So this is the first one, just a single dashboard template without any tabs. It consists of four main parts. The first one is title, very simple, and it has some extra information for extra space for additional information. The second part here is the control panel. 4 buttons and hints. We will talk about it later on. The third one is a footer, which displays the report's last refresh time and our logo. And the main content area, where the primary dashboard and visualizations are displayed. Why it's empty, almost empty? Because we think that blank canvas is the space for creativity, so we try not to limit our developers in a limited number of visualizations, let's say, or some special types of visualization. So this is really a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want. And the tabs. Let's speak about the second version of our template. Template for workbooks with several dashboards and tabs include additional part for custom tabs. You can turn it on from web or from the Tableau desktop. But why we use this part? I will just show you this example. So using default tabs you can see it here. This part is enabled, so our default tabs are enabled, and it really breaks. It can break the layout of your dashboard, of your dashboards in your workbook, because it always synchronizes the sizes of your dashboards to the biggest one, the biggest one in this workbook. So you can see there is a huge blank empty space, and you cannot do anything with it. This is the second dashboard. When you switch your dashboard to another tab, you can see even more blank white space here. So what we do use these custom tabs. You can see them here, and when you use them, you can see no blank white space. All dashboards are as you initially invented and designed. So let's go on. The question mark icon is used for two main functions. The what function, which helps you to show the business purpose, the logic, mostly formulas, some technical information, ownership of this workbook, of this dashboard. It just works on hover. When you hover over this question mark, you see additional information. The second function of this question mark, how we use it, it's the how function. It works on click, which helps to understand how to use this dashboard. You can use it as a guided navigation for your users, and it helps to enhance the understanding of this dashboard. Here I will show you the example. So this is hovering over this question mark and clicking on it. You can see there are some parts highlighting whatever you want, whatever you designed. So it highlights just a few elements on my dashboard. It can show some formula. It can explain some what it means in general, or it just can guide one by one from element to element and create such kind of customer journey of your user on this dashboard. So let's go back to my slides. Hold on. Oops. Yeah, Miro is great, but sometimes it drives me crazy.
Long press.
Sorry for that. Okay, so how it works, I mean this question mark, clicking on it, it's realized via dynamic zone visibility, the feature that allows you to control the visibility of dashboard elements based on conditions. So just some short instructions how you can work with it. You should create a worksheet that you want to display dynamically on your dashboard. Then you should create a parameter or a calculated field that returns it must be a Boolean result, so which returns true or false. Then add this worksheet to the dashboard and configure its layout by setting control visibility using value. After that, if necessary, you can add some parameter action that modifies the parameter controlling visibility. So I'll just zoom in here. This is the first worksheet. It's just simple text here. The second one is a parameter, Boolean parameter data type. The third one, let's say you have a button here, turning on and turning off another element of on the dashboard, and you choose your worksheet, which must be a dynamic element. You can choose this tab layout, click on control visibility using value and choose your parameter, which will finally hide or show your worksheet. After that, you can create this parameter action, which will help you to modify this structure with the button. But we will not stop on this topic of dynamic zone visibility. It's a great topic, but we are not talking about it in so much detail today. Let's go on and talk about filter icon. We place the filter container on the left side of our dashboard, accessing it by clicking the filter icon. Besides usual filters, it's quite simple, nothing special, just simply you can see some filters and parameters in this container. But besides usual filters, there is a simple yet highly appreciated feature by our stakeholders. We build a small table configured as a filter, allowing users to switch measures. While it's perceived a filter, it already provides users with quick insights. So I will just show you. I will go back to my dashboard and show you again this one. So just general information about this dashboard. This is a dashboard on some Tableau repository data, of course with fake data here. So it shows some main metrics which I monitor about our server, like numbers of views, active users, license usage, and so on. So let's click on this filter icon, and you can see there's a. Sorry, I will just turn off this this selection. So you can see this part. It's quite simple table crossed up, which you can use with filter action, but still it's used. It's used as a filter. So you can still change the measure, switch the measure, get some insights already here, and still use it as a filter for the whole dashboard. So this is a great feature. Let's go back to my slide. Filter. So this is our second version, let's say second option, how we use dynamic zone visibility. We also use it to enhance user interactivity and allow such customizations of periods based on specific business needs. Let's say sometimes they want to not to only use pre-developed fixed periods, actually not even periods, but different concept how you work with these date periods. So this section, which is highlighted here, appears or disappears depending on the option selected in the parameter above. By doing so, we hide certain elements until they are needed, enhancing our user experience while maintaining a greater variety of actions. So let's go on and talk about customer satisfaction. Let's talk about functionality of using such button, which you can see here. It's a feedback form button, and it works like that. When users click this button, it opens a Google form, and this form contains several questions that allow us to collect feedback from these customers on each dashboard. Why we use it, why it's important, let me refer here back to my previous TUG presentation on developing BI as a product. To effectively develop our BI product, we can measure product metrics like engagement, monthly, daily, weekly active users, number of views in various segments, and so on. So these are quantitative metrics. These are data points we can collect via REST API, as I told you previously, on my previous TUG presentation, or from Tableau repository if we have an on-prem server version. But we still need for direct customer feedback. For a more objective understanding of our development, it's essential to gather feedback directly from them, our end users. So this feedback helps us achieve helps us achieve this by collecting qualitative insights. So let's go on and speak about this more in more details. I will show you how it works. So first of all, let me show you. Here's the form. It's a simple Google form. You can add any elements, whatever you want, any questions you want here. Let's just try to click on some stars. Of course, I will use 5s. This is my dashboard. Actually, I've got, comments and suggestions. It's not obligatory. Unfortunately, due to the sizes, I can't finish this feedback. Not sure what to do right now. Whatever, we don't need to finish this part. Let's go back here. I will just show you how this feedback looks in a development, on a development page. It has two elements here, two objects, your Tableau login and report dashboard. They are obligatory to fill them up, but they should be filled automatically from our dashboard. You just pass some parameters from your dashboard directly to these elements. How we do this? After finishing this part, you can click on these 3 dots, get to this link, get this example link, it's called in English, I guess, or something like that. Then you should go to your section, to your object, and you should get the ID of this object in order to be able to pass your parameters from the dashboard directly to this form, to fill this part of this form. You should choose the right, you should click on it with the right button and choose Inspect Element. It will open such kind of a window, and you should find this part where it's seen entry dot something. This is the ID of your object. So you should do this with your first element. You should do the same with your second element, and whatever you want to use and pass your parameters, you should do the same. So you find this ID, you copy that, you can save it somewhere, then you get back, we get back to our slide, and I will show you how we work with it next. So this is the example of this URL. You can just add after this simple URL, which you copy from your URL section. You can add these parts, entry dot your ID equals to full name, entry dot this ID equals to workbook name and sheet name. In my case, of course, if you want to pass something else, you should pass another parameters. I will show you how it looks here. This is a simple web page element, edit URL, and you can see that this URL uses those IDs, and you just pass to them some parameters. You can use this button, insert, and use whatever you want. So you can use this feature. After you save the comments, it goes to the Google Sheets, and it looks like that. And after that, of course, you can reuse this table. Let me get back to my presentation. So there's another example. After users saved, as I said, these comments are saved to the Google Sheet, and you may connect to the dashboard, and you can connect this table back to the dashboard, and use it, for example, like this. You may pass the required data from your row, which is selected by user. I will show you this example on my Tableau public. It must be somewhere here. Yeah. So look here. Okay. When you choose any row, let's say Georgia, look here. It is passed automatically to our form, and whatever you choose will be passed here. So when you want to save your comment, it will be saved in the same row with the mentioned dimension. After that, you can reuse this table and connect it back, join it back to your dashboard, to your workbook, and look, these comments are here. Let's say someone would like to comment your dashboard and write these any kind of comments here. So we just get them back, or let's check this one. So let's go on and speak about other tricks in our dashboards. Often we need to compare the current period and previous periods in our dashboards, and stakeholders prefer the percentage difference between these periods. We display them in different ways, but basically we use one technique to show this difference in a very understandable way. Of course, you do the same, red and green indicators. But what we did is, I'll just explain how it works, and then I will show you later on how it looks like. So custom formatting of continuous fields is divided into two sections. So I speak about this formatting, this part. Positive and negative, they are separated by semicolon symbol. Actually, there is one more for nulls, but we're not speaking about it today. So we speak about positive and negative parts. You can divide them by semicolon. So in order to keep ability to color them accordingly, I mean positive and negative indicators, we can create two fields, two calculated fields separately for positive and negative indicators. They should look like that. If you want to save the only calculated field which is going to be colored only in green, you can just keep this part. If you see here, there is a semicolon. You can just keep the negative part, the second part, empty, and it will not show anything when it's negative. But you can still use another calculated field, especially special for red, for negative indicators. So you just keep empty the first part for positive, and write down whatever you want to display only negative values. So let's go on. Dealing with unwanted selections, you have likely encountered, just like us and our users, of course, situations where you accidentally select an element and can't reset this selection. The issue can be resolved with a simple trick using an action filter. So this filter should just should be triggered by clicking, and it will toggle the selection from true to false. So let me show you this in live, how it works. Let's look at this example. Let's try to select this part. Yeah, this is the issue, this is the problem. You cannot deselect it sometimes even. It makes me crazy sometimes. So what should we do? We should get into this worksheet. We should create two fields, true and false, put them to the detail object. Then let's go to dashboard actions, create an action. It's actually prepared by me, it's here. It must be a simple filter action, which must which must use as a source sheet this sheet which we just checked with you. The target sheet is the same sheet, but it's very important, do not use it as an element of your dashboard. Do not use your dashboard. Choose directly the worksheet. And the last step is selected fields. Choose your true field. Choose the target field as a false, and it means that, where is this? Okay, how can I deal with it? Who knows? I can't. It doesn't work. Nope. I don't know what to do. Trying. Yeah, so now it's not selected. It deselects automatically when you click on it. So let's go on. And the last one, alignment crutch, as I call it. You're likely familiar with such situations where you need to place a header, this part, a header worksheet, in a separate worksheet and then align it with the underlying worksheet on the dashboard. I have faced this necessity quite often, and it always frustrated me that the carefully arranged layout, which you can see on this first picture, would instantly break when the number of rows in the lower worksheet changed due to filtering this scroll bar on the right. It spoils everything, so you can see the problem. Here, let's go to the live session. I will open another workbook. Oops. Here it is. So the problem is here. Look, it's perfectly aligned right now, but let's change the granularity today, let's say. Oops, it's not. It's working example, of course, it works well. This is the part for my speech here. So when you choose month or week, it works well, but when you switch it to day, it breaks. So what should we do? We should create a duplicate for the lower worksheet, this one. You just duplicate it. You remove all the fields except this granularity one, except rows dimension. After that, you should create one calculated field, row counter, which calculates the number of rows in this worksheet with this formula: window count, count D, granularity. Granularity is the field which is laying in my dimensions. And also we create another calculated field counter crutch, which should check how many rows are available for you to see on this dashboard. For me, in my case, it's 14 only. So this crutch will be enabled only in case when number of rows is more than 14. In my case, again, of course, here. In other case, it will be disabled, so it will not be appeared on this dashboard. So after that, we move this duplicate worksheet and work with it more closely. Let's do this one. So here's the worksheet. As you see, we see only one granularity dimension here. We create a row counter, calculated field, quite simple. Then you create another calculated field, which is true-false, as I showed you previously. We put it to our filters. Of course, we use true. Then we go to our dashboard. Actually, here. Choose your worksheet, put it here, turn off the title, change it. Oh my God! Hold on. Change it to fit height. And actually, what is left here is just prepare. First of all, it must be text, of course. You can just work a little with this part. You can make it wider and more narrow and so on. Then you close this header. You change the text to polygons so you don't see anything else. You get back to your dashboard. And it's not perfect right now, of course, but we will not take too many time for this. So let's switch to month. It's disabled. Of course, it's because of paddings right now as well. We can also turn them off. Yeah, it's almost perfect. So now, switching it to day, you can see that the worksheet is enabled, so our layout is great. This is it for this part. So this is it. I'm finished for today. Those are all the used features which we spoke today about. And please, welcome to your questions.
Thank you very much. I have a couple of questions I wrote because I'm not with my brain. How do you show the importance of dashboard style guide to the top management?
They actually believe us, We just tell them that it's needed. Actually, yeah, I can say that according to my experience, I just really, when I just started this project, when we redesigned a few other legacy old dashboards, everyone just was happy. They were really happy. It was incredible for them. We just get really great feedback. So after that, no one even asked that, and everything goes exactly and only through our BI developers' hands through this style guide.
Okay. When you show slide we save time of our users, etc. Maybe do you try to calculate, for example, this time which you save or something else?
Yeah, to be honest, here we didn't calculate that. We didn't collect that data, but definitely it saves time of our developers.
Yes.
For sure. I can say like that.
And last question. You show very interesting feature with feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, maybe you can predict which % of users of dashboard fill Google form?
Great question, yeah. They actually don't, if we don't ask. Yeah. No, to be honest, yeah, they don't. Maybe this is, it depends on, yeah, it probably needs to be initiated by your team, by maybe some supporting teams like business analysts and so on. They should support, they should initiate it, they should explain that it's important for us and so on. But general user, they don't open too much. they just simply work with with numbers, whatever they need.
Yes, I tried to imagine what can be motivate me to fill this form if I have only one task. Look at the metrics. Okay, it's grow up, grow down.
Probably we should invent some motivation for them.
Yes.
I will talk about. I will think about. Okay, thanks.
People usually fill forms when they are dissatisfied with something.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Yeah.
Eduard.
Yep.
Thank you for the speech and beautiful presentation and the memes. Very neat trick with semicolon, like a lot, like different semicolon, position from a semicolon or different coloring.
Yeah.
I wanted to continue the line of questioning about Google Forms because it's very interesting. Have you gathered some kind of feedback which allowed you talked about quality feedback and quantity feedback.
Yeah.
Did you, during this collection of feedback, did you find some insights through these Google Forms response that were not possible to find? Can you name an example?
Probably they could be collected via another initiative, another project, but we did, yes, because sometimes we mostly communicate, we get requirements from just a high level heads or managers or team leads maybe of their teams or business streams, like whatever stakeholders, but we don't speak with the more, let's say, lower roles of users, like simple specialists. And when they can just simply click and give their feedback without talking with someone, it helps. So we get some feedback from such kind of roles, such kind of specialists, which we do not communicate directly.
So the main channel for this quality feedback is still one-to-one communication with the stakeholders?
Yeah, it could be, yes, of course.
Understandable. Thanks.
So, of course, the importance of the thing I think, lays in the amount, in the number of users on your server. So if you have only, let's say, 50, yeah, of course you can communicate with them easily. But if you have 1,000, 2,000, I think it's easier to just to share with them some feedback forms. But of course, to invent some motivation, as I understand today, for them.
Tell us honestly, do your BI developers do adjust their salary or bonus depending on this Google form? If they get like 2 stars or 1 star review,
We all hear it in a stream.
will you
Maybe
fire
in the
them?
future.
Sorry guys, some people from... I'm kidding, okay.
Okay, I have a question about templates. You said that all of your developers using templates, right?
Yeah.
And how about other data users like analysts and business users? Do you force them to use it as well? And how do you encourage them to using this template even though they are not BI specialists or something like that?
This is actually a question of how it's configured in our company, because our BI department is central monopolists, I can say, on BI development. So we don't provide any creator roles for any other analysts or any other business users. But we still try to go on with our self-service project, and we give explorers roles, but we do not oblige them to use this template. Of course, they do whatever they want, but it's not in the production section. There's just a additional special site for them.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yep, guys.
Yeah, okay, one more, last one, sorry.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a question about first part. You told you made some tips for users. You made some question icon and showing how to use this dashboard and maybe some help information about it. But we know that the main problem users always says, I don't trust your data. Tell me how you calculate it. Tell me about formulas. And you usually can't say, Dave, we have confidence, go and read it. Because Dave is CEO. We can't tell something like this. So how we solve this problem? Because telling every user how to calculate it, telling the formulas, is spending so much time.
Well, maybe partially our question mark helps with this, because we don't use, of course we do use Confluence for more detailed documentations of our dashboards, but instantly, easily you can access this tooltip with the main formulas. We always keep, let's say, more difficult, more complex formulas, we always keep them here, which you can easily access via this question mark. So they usually open it, and yeah, mostly I can say it helps us.
But if it's so big and you have so many big metrics with big formulas, you don't have space for put it on the dashboard. Maybe you make some other tabs or anything like this.
Yeah, in our case, I can just say this was enough. Throughout our history, that was enough, because maybe we don't have so many metrics. Mostly we have, like, let's say up to 20 metrics maybe through the whole server, of course. But those business streams, those stakeholders which work with only their dashboards, with only some of our dashboards, they know exactly what are the formulas, and just sometimes this tooltip helps them. In maybe some other times they can just call us, of course, and we can show them and explain more.
Okay.
We also use for these cases, you can do this tooltip with a link to
Yeah, we.
where you show
Yeah, you can use another icon which just sends you directly to Confluence.